Oh,
Welcome to Tush Twins, heard on malcolmpresents.com, a streaming portal into the new world of Zoomcasting. It's not so new anymore, but and we wouldn't be broadcasting. I guess it's Zoomcasting. Broadcasting is.
Well, it depends on how they define broadcasting these days.
you
But
call me an old broad.
That's right.
No, I wouldn't dare call you that.
There's
It's
something called
It's
maybe
the wrath of red.
it's not broadcasting, but it's broadband. So maybe it is broadcasting.
Because you got a big band.
Oh, gewalt. Oh man, but all I have to say is
Gobble, gobble. And why would you say that, pray tell?
because
it's the day of giving thanks.
Yes, we're so thankful for so many things.
Not if you're Native American.
No, that's
we
true.
are.
It's Native American Indigenous month,
whatever.
and we're trying to, in our quest for button hook, to get it.
Monday's Indigenous Day.
It's Indigenous Day every day. It's
anyway, guys, tell us about Tush Twins.
Well, we're the what? We're the Lucy and Ethel of the airwaves. Laverne and Shirley, maybe. I don't know. Schlemiel.
Shemazel. Incorporated.
Right. I did that
You
once.
realize if we have a younger audience, they won't know the hell they wouldn't know.
That was. Well, there's so many reruns, and kids are finding stuff from the Wayback Machine. This computer, this YouTube
Mr. Sherman.
world. Right.
Sherman the dog.
Right. They're finding stuff. They're buying vinyl records.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman the boy.
Records?
Yes, they're buying vinyls. They're buying.
Yes, they are.
They're getting really interested in music of the 60s, 70s. They're,
that's when music was great.
That was
in the olden days. You really know the music was so good in those days.
Back in the old days.
When I used to walk to school barefoot in the snow.
That Bad Bunny was the first Spanish LP nominated for the Best Music Award. Best.
Really, he's good. I like.
He's great.
I like Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
but guys, I don't know if you ever seen an interpretation of the words.
Interpretation of the words.
In other words, the English version, the English of the Spanish.
Okay.
Oh, now.
I'm sure.
And you might become embarrassed.
Really? Okay. Because we don't know what they're saying.
Then they really are bad bunnies.
But the rhythm is great.
But he's bad. And how's his bunny? I don't know. Anyway, he's Bad Bunny. What do I know?
We want to talk about Thanksgiving Day.
We did. We wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. And I found something because I just throw the word out. Like I put Brooklyn and Thanksgiving in a search. And it gave me the history of Thanksgiving, which is kind of interesting because it's supposed to be a bit. The funny thing is this article was written in the Brown Stoner. Good for you to get your right. It was a number of years ago, and the author is Suzanne Spellin, aka Montrose Morris.
Montrose
Morris.
So she uses a pseudonym of a guy, Montrose Morris. And it starts off the story about the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people sitting together on benches at long trestle tables, passing the turkey and gravy is a fine tale and a great lesson for our children, but it probably never happened.
It never did. They didn't eat turkey.
And went on to say that modern American Thanksgiving was the mid-19th century Victorian invention. Before a harvest feast with family and friend was a tradition in New England with pilgrim traditions and legends, but it wasn't a nationwide holiday. But Sarah Josepha Hale, the editor of Godey's magazine, which was the first magazine, popular women's publication in 1849. No, this is like crazy stuff. I had to bring this up. She started a mass mailing campaign to members of Congress and other elected officials because She was worried that the Civil War was inevitable and was encouraging a national feast day where people would come together and forget their differences. And she called it the Great American Festival of Thanksgiving. We all know the Civil War did happen, but
yes,
she convinced President Lincoln to declare a national day of Thanksgiving in 1863. Thanksgiving. I said Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. No.
That's from Brooklyn. That's how we do it in Brooklyn.
That's how we do it in Brooklyn. It's a Brooklyn Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
You know? Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving? Were your parents good? Was there
a beer?
Hey, Anthony.
Yeah,
what
beer.
are you doing? You can't have a beer, Anthony. You're only 12. Anyway, Lincoln thought it could celebrate America's bounty and the nation's blessings from God, that the holiday would bring families together physically, something that was becoming rare in the late 19th century because people were migrating to cities and far from their rural roots. And this was very true, especially people in Brooklyn, cities like Brooklyn.
Well, the truth is all the kids were on their cell phones and they didn't really have dinners together.
They didn't. They were all
no back then. Yeah. The ones with a can with the string. Yeah. Hello.
Well, this is the craziest thing then. Did you ever hear of the Fantastics and not the show? There's a show, The Fantastics.
Yes.
Well,
try to remember the kind of December.
Right. It was great.
Also mellow.
So in terms of Thanksgiving, this is quoted in the article, while the day may have been all about the formal feast for the wealthy, Brooklyn's lower classes were taking the rare holiday to have some hijinks and fun. And what's more fun than cross-dressing and harassing the rich folks? Okay, so the tradition of the Fantastics or the Fantasticals, rhymes with testicles, is an old one, popular in America since the American Revolution. And it probably came from the English mummers. You know, they have the mummers parade in Philadelphia.
Yes, in Philly every year.
And that goes back to the Middle Ages. We're talking craziness. Men and boys would dress up, often in women's clothes, wigs, tattered rags, and outlandish costumes to cause mischief.
Where's Hollywood? I see that every day.
I see that.
It's Hollywood Boulevard. Right.
No big deal.
Right. And they would taunt authority and speak their minds on social and other issues. But the strange thing is it's kind of it collides with Halloween in a bit because the children went from door to door collecting fruit, candies, and cake. So it was Halloween combined with Guy Fawkes Day. What is
Fawkes Day? Fawkes Day.
Guy Fawkes Day.
Yes, it is.
Oh boy.
We're going to be censored.
I don't know. Fawkes. I said
Fawkes. It's Guy Fawkes.
Fawkes.
It's Fawkes.
F-A-W, like hawk, but Fawkes. F-A-W-K.
Yeah.
Yes, Fawkes. It was
then they wear the mask.
It was the one day of the year that one could, without reprisal and with anonymity of a mask, stick it to the man. So these Fantastics would stage parades and roam the streets, banging on drums and on doors, demanding food and candy. For older revelers, a lot of drinking went along with the merriment.
That sounds like what I hear about Manhattan now.
Right, exactly. So
sounds like fun.
It sounds like the parade in the village, right?
It's all about the beat.
So anyway, so it was more than just working class participated. This was an especially popular event for well-to-do young men. After a morning of this, everyone went back home to eat and then perhaps take into sporting events, bicycle races. Wheelmen's clubs were popular, as were college football and baseball. So anyway, the Brooklyn Eagle, there's a newspaper, noted.
I used to love that paper as a kid.
Okay, so the Brooklyn Eagle noted in 1896 that the Fantastics were dying out. For some reason, cross-dressing by drunken men and boys wasn't as popular anymore. And if you bring it to 2022 to the West Village,
it's back again.
So anyway, by the turn of the 20th century, there was nothing more powerful and alluring than the hype and possibility of the largest commercial enterprise in the free world, Christmas. And then the Fantasticals parades of old are hearkening now to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Who knew? And this was all a story from all this crazy times, and we thought we were in crazy times now. So
wait a minute. They may be crazy back then, but what about the stupid polar bears on New Year's Day?
Right,
You know,
well,
and they have the fantasticals, but they had the fantasticals.
The polar bear
I
club.
think the Polar Bear Club, you go in and remember that Seinfeld episode of shrinkage?
Shrinkage.
And you freeze it right.
Freezing your, as my
Your
once heard,
testicles.
no, and there's another
No
Brooklyn
testicle.
word. There's another Brooklyn word for testicles that the our various moms and their friends would use. You're freezing your yalitzes off.
Yes.
Malcolm. Yalitzes. What the hell?
But something which I just thought about. For some reason, in my family, Thanksgiving was a Goyish holiday. I know it's not. For those not a Jewish holiday, it was Goyish. It was non-Jews. So we really didn't celebrate. I don't remember celebrating
We always celebrated.
Thanksgiving like I do now.
Yeah, we definitely.
I always celebrated my aunt. I used to go to my aunt's in Staten Island, and she would have like 30 Aunt Estelle's house, and she'd have 35, 40 people and sit down for dinner, and it was a lot of fun.
But this was too close to Hanukkah.
Sometimes it's the same day of Hanukkah.
Sometimes it happens, not often, but it does happen. That Hanukkah
2 years ago was on.
Thanksgiving's a little earlier. Hanukkah, if it's early, would be the beginning of December.
No, we've had 2 years ago was on the first night of it was on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
Yes, there was.
I remember lighting the candles.
Yep, it was, and we were all going like, "What the heck is this?"
But anyway, my family, I guess, was more traditional Jewish because my grandparents were born in the old country.
Oh,
my parents were born here, but the grandparents and some of the brothers and the sisters were born in Europe. I guess that's the old country.
Okay, now talking of Thanksgiving, what is your worst favorite food that they serve on Thanksgiving? Tell me the food you hate the most when they pass it around.
I call it the redundant dish, which is sweet potatoes with marshmallows. Now,
no, that's gross.
Oh, okay. You understand you're having sweet potatoes and marshmallows that are sweet. And it's like a thing.
Pure, it's sugar, but people love it.
It's a sugar rush to the brain, and I can't do it. I can't do it.
And mine is string beans with the cream of mushroom and the jerky onion thing, casserole.
Oh, the onion ring, the onions on the top. Oh, right.
Yeah.
That was.
I don't like the way they made string beans here, but I love string beans made the proper way.
I love string beans.
Once if they're just steamed and then they're not soft and yucky and they have like olive oil and lemon. Yeah, that's good. But
string beans, just lemon, pepper.
Back then, which I don't hate now, are beets.
Oh, I love beets.
I love beets.
I love them now, but
not
back then. For some reason, my taste has changed.
Can you feel the beet when you eat
beets?
Beets are very good. I like.
Except I hate the beets the next day.
Well,
if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they do weird things to what comes out. I get it. Well, my mom, the queen of effing everything, made great turkey. She would make turkey soup also with like a separate, I don't know what she did. But
I make this, I have the recipes. Your mother told me how to do it. So I make that still.
We had sweet potatoes. I would not, marshmallows wasn't a thing. It wasn't happening.
No.
Israeli salad, which was a little different than most people. Right. It's it's the diced salad. It's Israeli salad with cucumbers, tomatoes, onion, and
actually my mother-in-law makes, which I like, is she has beets and boiled potatoes in a salad with like mayonnaise.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting. That sounds good.
I love that.
It sounds actually pretty.
That sounds
pretty
good.
But my mom would also we'd have mashed potatoes, but Ruthie, she'd make latkes anyway. Even though it wasn't Hanukkah, there were latkes as you were walking in the door that you can smell. The latkes were just up, and then of course she had she made cake, the Duncan Hines.
Yes, I know.
With the Kool-Aid frosting,
Jello icing.
But I liked someone, we'd always get an apple pie, and pie a la mode. I know you like that too, Malcolm.
Yeah, nothing like apple pie and vanilla ice cream.
And I like it a little warm, the apple pie, if that's possible.
Yes.
And then the ice cream melts into it. It's I like it. I like
Dennis loves apple pie heated with cheddar cheese on it.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a very English thing. It's English.
Is he British? No.
He's not British. He's not Yiddish.
He ain't British, but he ain't Yiddish.
He ain't Yiddish.
Well, that reminds me of a sign. My father worked in the garment industry, and there was a sign that was sort of dress British, think Yiddish.
Think Yiddish, yeah.
That's an interesting sign.
I've seen that sign because I worked in the garment district.
Yeah. And it reminds me of another sign. I think it was by the Queensboro Bridge or the tunnel. On one side of the sign says, "Jesus saves," which is actual sign. And the other side, it's a joke. And the other side, it says, "But Moses invests."
I like that one.
Where was that?
Well, it wasn't, but there was a sign, "Jesus saves." The back of the sign wasn't there.
Oh, I was like,
I like Moses invests.
Moses invests. That's true, but Jesus, I mean, I never.
That was a cast of comedians, I think, had that.
But where? But the sign was where?
I think not the Queensboro Bridge, one of the bridges from Manhattan to Queens, or the tunnel.
Okay. That was the Queensboro.
That's Queensboro Bridge usually, but now it's called
Ed Koch.
Ed Koch Bridge.
Real boy, I haven't been there in a long time.
It's the Ed
Koch Bridge, which I love him. So yes,
But he's a Hamisher guy.
But he would, it would, if it was if it is the Ed Koch Bridge and it does still have the sign "Jesus saves," then Moses invests would really work well. You know, that would go right into that. But
why make 5% when you can make some money? Just don't invest in cryptocurrency.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
We haven't heard the last of that yet.
No, we still own it. It'll go back up and it'll go back down. There's a new one coming out. But let's get back to thanks.
Remember when you get older,
my sister used to call it thanks a living.
Thanks a living?
Yeah, she couldn't say Thanksgiving. She used to say thanks a living.
Oh, the story that I told Max earlier today about the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl that worked in an ad agency, and one of her clients, and I forget what it was. It was a toy, and they had a float in the Thanksgiving Day parade. And I got the job of photographing it.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, and I happened to live on 90th Street in Central Park West, and the parade started on, I think, 79th or
right
81st, right by the light.
Right.
They do the balloon blow-ups the night before, which is
right.
Cool.
I've done that. I've gone there.
But I was followed the parade all the way down. I had press pass for photographers. I followed the parade all the way down from the start till
that's so cool.
That is awesome.
And the weather was good. I'm happy it didn't rain.
That's a great experience. I mean, the only thing I remember, not obviously watching the parade, was they used to be called the Turkey Trot race, and it went up Ocean Parkway. And
yes, I remember that.
It ended in Bay 7 in Ocean Parkway. And you used to see the guys, they were skinny and they were wearing, the shorts and the thing and with the numbers on it. And it was called the Turkey Trot.
Turkey Trot.
And it was years and years we'd look out our window, or go on the bridle path. And on the bridle path during Thanksgiving, you'd see a lot of kids out with their parents and brothers or whatever, throwing footballs around. I used to go across to the bridle path during Thanksgiving. If I wasn't in the kitchen helping, going out with brothers to play football, to have the football tossed around. So that was a Brooklyn football on the bridle path across from Lincoln High School. That was.
But you had to watch your step.
Yes.
Yes, you did, because a lot of dogs went poop.
But no, he's talking about horses.
Oh,
right. Horses used to go on there a lot because Grady, where Grady High School, there was the police, the horse, the
stables for the police academy.
There was,
and they used to be back then. They used to, way before we were around. There used to be a racetrack, horse racetrack.
Yeah.
Really?
There used to be a
Where?
Yes, there was. Right behind Heine's.
Get out.
Yeah, there was a racetrack.
A
Back in the
racetrack.
1800s, there was a racetrack. They had the posts back there. My father showed me. Yeah, right
Really?
behind Heine's. Yep. On
Wow.
off of Neptune. Was
Wow.
that was a racetrack.
That was
Yeah,
First
that
Street
was
or
a.
Second
They
Street.
also had a sports arena because my father fought there in Coney Island.
Yeah,
What did-
the big
he-
one.
He
Yeah.
fought there.
Yeah, well, he
Mhm.
was a professional fighter.
Oh,
Yeah,
He
you
was a
told me
bantamweight.
that.
I think I tell you this the story about my dad. He was a bantamweight, which is about 110 pounds, 115
Oh
pounds.
God.
And one
oh my
time,
God.
many years ago, we were about 15, 20 years ago, I mentioned to my brother, I said, "Now, how come Daddy was a bantamweight? I mean, must have been real skinny because he was about 5'7", 5'8". He looked at me and he said, "Which father are you talking about?" I said, "Daddy." He said, "Daddy wasn't more than 5'2", 5'3".
You're kidding.
Oh
Really?
no.
No, but he had passed away he got sick when I was about 13, and he
Okay.
passed away when I was 17. So I really never saw him as an adult. So then I looked at my bar mitzvah pictures,
Yeah.
and I
You're
was about
taller.
5'2" with my shoes on, and he was
Right.
about my height.
Right. So
Oh.
that
So
I
how
know.
tall are you, Malcolm, now?
Now,
over.
now I'm going down.
Well, we all are.
I am
Yeah.
right now a shade under 5'10".
Okay.
But
When
you were
I
over
was
6.
when I was a teenager, right? When I was a teenager, in my 20s and 30s, I was about 6 foot. I think I told this story when I had my torn meniscus and I went to the doctor, and before my
Mhm.
operation, the nurse laid me down and she measured me, and she said, "Mr. Berman, you're 5'10". I said, "No, no, 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 you're wrong." I said, "I'm 6 foot." So I stretched myself out. She did it again. She said, "Mr. Berman, you used to be 6 foot."
Yeah. You were 6
Yeah, I
foot at
used to
one
be
point.
5'8.5". Now I'm 5'7.5".
And I'm
Yeah,
trying to
well,
stretch, and they say, "It Greenish helping." It
well, it's
doesn't
not good
help.
for me because 5'3" gets into 5'2". I'm the big one in the group.
But then she could see 5'2".
Shrimp boat.
Uh,
Shrimp
Shrimp
boat.
boat. Yes,
Shrimp boat.
thank you, Ronnie. Her brother called me shrimp boat all the time, like
Okay,
every time.
trivia: Who sang
Shrimp boat.
"Shrimp Boats Are Coming"? There's music.
Right. Well,
That's
that's
what it
where
was.
probably got it. I don't know if he just called me shrimp
No,
boat.
he
He wanted-
got shrimp boat because you were short, and we used to go to Nathan's,
Right.
and he used to get the shrimp boat, and it was
Right.
tiny little shrimp, so he calls you shrimp boat.
I know. Thanks. That was so, and it didn't ever stop. It was
Listen, I was so
shrimp.
poor I couldn't afford the shrimp boats at Nathan's because they were the expensive ones. The shrimps and the crabs,
Right.
they
Once
were
a month,
expensive.
my father would get paid. He would buy us one shrimp boat. We'd all share, and he would have the clams.
Hmm.
They were expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
I-
his check. That was our treat, and French fries.
It's especially, I
Oh,
think, the hot dog. The French fries are the greatest.
the French
Still
fries
is.
are still good.
In my memories, I don't know.
They were good the last time we had them, right?
Yes, they were.
I
I was in heaven.
I was happy that that it tasted pretty close to my memory and happy
But
thought.
I think
Yes,
we talked about that. Do they charge extra for sauerkraut?
I don't
I
know
think
because I don't eat sauerkraut.
Because I went to a deli a few years ago, and I wanted extra for sauerkraut.
I don't know if
You
Nathan's
gotta
does
be
that.
kidding.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I think you can get sauerkraut. You just can't get it anymore on the outside. You have to have them, I think, put it on.
Do it for you.
Right. It used
By
to
the way,
be.
the best, getting a little away from Thanksgiving, the best buys in town, and they also say they're going to continue this, is Costco with a hot dog
Oh, a
Oh,
deal, you mean?
and the
50.
soda, Coke, or
$1.99.
Right.
$1.50.
$1.50. Oh,
And I read an article a few weeks ago, and they said they're not going to change it. They're going to keep that, even though with the inflation,
good.
keep that. That's a
I've
loss.
never had it there because I only eat Hebrew. I only like,
Well,
I'm very
I-
fussy
pro-
with hot
pro-
dogs
Fussy. It has to be Hebrew National or Nathan's.
or
Well,
Nathan's
Yeah.
try it. It was good.
or Zion.
I don't. The Costco. There's a
Costco, try
Costco,
it.
but it's not. I don't know where it is. It's in Westchester, but not near me.
Yeah.
There's no Costco near me.
Anyways,
Well,
what are you doing for Thanksgiving this year? Max?
Me? Well, I'll be seeing you very soon. Heading out to Los Angeles. So it's going to be a palm tree Thanksgiving. So I will be with the Beverly Hillbillies. and and so that's it. And it's going to be like a potluck, actually, because there's going to be over 30 people. I
Whoa.
will be masking up a lot. I did
Where
get
is it going to be held? Noah's?
Is that no? Where else? It's Noah's.
Yeah.
But
And Noah is your nephew, right?
Noah is my nephew, who I love, who's a character, and he's such a character that because it's a potluck, he actually made up a spreadsheet and sent it to everybody as to what you're bringing, and they gave and it had our names, and there was 3 choices, and so I'll be bringing the Martinelli sparkling cider, a bunch of bottles. So
Okay, that's fine.
and probably, and I'll bring some beer. I want to get
She bring the pot.
I'm gonna bring some pot.
I'll,
Oh, that yeah, you'll send the gummies, huh?
I'll send the gummies. Me, I'm just going because I don't like traveling, especially where I live. I'm going to my neighbors 5 doors down.
That's the best. Hey, if I had my druthers, I'd be going to
Because I usually do anti-Thanksgiving. Dennis and I,
Yeah.
when we lived in the city, we used to go out for because he worked on Thanksgiving. And
I
then
know
if,
because the market
yeah,
was open in London.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then it was open in Asia and he had to be around. So we couldn't go, we couldn't do anything. So we used to go to steakhouses and have steak
Well, that's a thing. People still do that though. They I see deals.
called
I keep getting
anti-Thanksgiving, but every Chinese restaurant is closed.
Because
Really?
they're open.
Yes,
They're
yes.
open on Christmas.
No, because they're open
Christmas.
on Christmas because that's where they make most of their money for the
Right.
year.
That's
That's
right.
where all the Jewish families go on Christmas.
That's
Eve.
exactly
But
it.
Food.
on Thanksgiving, most people are not going to order from the Chinese restaurant. It's dead. So they're usually in Atlantic City.
Really?
I swear to God, I've been
They-
there. I know it. I've seen them. They tell me, and they've been
Oh,
there.
Well, Max, you're going to be in Los Angeles. You're going to go 4
Right.
doors down, Paula.
Right.
Yep.
I'm closer.
And what about
My wife
you?
is- My wife is making Thanksgiving dinner,
Oh, how
Okay.
wonderful.
which
Wow.
actually is tradition. We generally have it for the last 29 years. We had it here, but
Wow.
this year she said, "Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore."
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Until all her relatives, the last week called her up. She said, "What time are we all coming over for dinner?"
Yeah.
but
that's
wait a
good.
minute. Are you
Yes,
going to
look-
have the string bean casserole?
I don't know.
As long
I'll-
as it doesn't have the
Another
goopy-
one is Brussels sprouts because
Brussels
if you eat
sprouts.
Brussels sprouts, they start stinking after you start cooking them and they sit for a while. It's like a stinky fart thing.
Yeah, stinky fart thing.
I-
So-
I learned how to eat vegetables.
Whoa, whoa. What's
Bye. Hold on a second, guys. Bye, guys. Dennis says hi. Happy
Hi,
Thanksgiving.
Dennis.
happy turkey? Gobble gobble.
We got to have him on the show one day.
That's right. We need to get we need to get our spouses on.
Yeah.
You'll get an aunt. Will Anna come on?
No.
Do I want
Will,
Dennis
will
on?
Dennis come on? No.
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 Well,
And
let's
Liz
come-
would.
No.
Les, I don't know. You think Dennis would?
He came on a couple times saying little
Oh,
snippets.
yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway, guys, it's coming
maybe
close.
maybe the holiday, show what we do.
Okay, we'll
No,
have a
in-
holiday
in
party
between
show.
Christmas and New Year. That show.
What we
do
should
like
do is have a drink in our
We'll get the
hand.
fun-
We'll
right.
have a
We'll have
joint.
cocktail, a joint. Yeah, do it all.
You got it.
Show. We'll call it the High Holidays.
High holidays.
Dazed and confused holidays.
Which now has a true
Holidays.
meaning.
Holidays.
Yes, it does.
Right.
But anyway, guys,
High days.
All right.
it's
Well, it's
beginning
time
look like
to
Christmas. It's
to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy,
and,
healthy. We will see
safe
you in 2 weeks.
travels.
right
be-
because
you know-
you're going to be on the road, right, Max?
I'll be on the road,
And
and
you don't
we'll.
trust me along with Paul on for the show.
I
Yeah,
do. I
Not-
don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
think,
be
I think people are taking the week off. It seems
off,
like
so-
it's an off week. So, But you'll have me in person, so that's
Right. We should have you taped.
yeah. You can tape me and then throw me on. You can use my head like in Futurama.
Oh, God.
Anyway, guys, have a happy, healthy,
All right,
don't
have a
forget-
happy,
Healthy holidays to all
ha-
out there. Enjoy your
yep.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy.
Right.
Drive carefully.
and
Right. Be
don't-
careful
don't-
of COVID. Still mask up if you're indoors in places where you think, supermarkets. You got to be careful. It's still there.
And if you
But
drink too much,
enjoy
have
yourself.
a designated driver or
Right.
Yes.
or do Uber.
It's
or,
always me.
Right. Don't drink and drive, and be safe. And that's the
Okay,
key
guys.
word is
Have a
safe.
happy.
Happy.
We'll see you.
Happy.
We're the Tush Twins.
Bye.
Bye.